Hello, my name is John and welcome to our winter family activities. The South West Heritage Trust has great collections at our museums, at our archives. We have all sorts of things, and today we're going to be looking at some winter activities that you can have a go at home. We're going to use for inspiration some of the collections that we have within the trust. We've got some fantastic pictures that we loan out, that we have in galleries and all sorts of places. Here's a lovely picture of an owl here. And we've got a lovely winter scene up here, showing the snow during the winter months. And today we're going to be using, as an inspiration for our activity, this fantastic barn owl. Let's call him Barney. Barney the barn owl today is going to be our model for our lovely activity we're going to make. He's a beautiful barn owl. You can see by the colouring and everything else how good they are in the winter. They disguise themselves in the winter landscape so they can find their prey, and a perfect creature for hunting and surviving through the winter months. So today, the bits and pieces that you're going to use, hopefully you will have around the house. We're not going to use anything that's too expensive that you have to go out and buy, and there'll be lots of bits and pieces for you to engage with. So you're going to have a go at making your feathery owl. So this is one example that you can have a go at today. It will be using bits of paper to create your feathers. Now there is another option. You can also today have a go at making your lovely barn owl out of real feathers. And I will show you a cunning way of gathering feathers within your house with a bit of luck. But you have a choice. You can either make it out of feathers or you can make it out of paper. Now the other things you need is you need a bit of artboard, a bit of paper. Now if you don't have a bit of paper, there are plenty of boxes around this time of the year. There are cereal packets. You will find something flat around your house to create your artwork on. So you need a substrate, piece of paper, box, that sort of thing. You need some felt tips, simple as that. You need a pair of scissors. Everyone's got a pair of scissors, and some wet glue. It can be any sort of wet glue really. And to be honest, with this activity, you might even get away with Pritt Stick if you use enough. So if you'd like to carry on watching, I will show you how we're going to put all these different bits and pieces together to make our fantastic picture of a barn owl. So we're going to start by creating our wonderful winter owl. And the first owl we're going to have a go at is using real feathers. And I'll show you how we're going to get those in a minute. So we're going to start with our picture. Now you can use any substrate you like, any bit of cardboard, paper, cornflake boxes, as long as you can draw your owl on, okay? It's going to be a really simple picture you need to do. You can copy the one that I've done, or you can go online and find another picture of an owl, but you need nice big areas that you're going to cover with feathers. So, to start with, we need some feathers. Now, where on earth did I get these from? Without going out of the house and spending lots of money. Well, here we go. What I managed to do was to unpick a feather pillow. This could be a feather pillow, could be an eiderdown, could be a cushion, anything that's got feathers in there, probably duck feathers. And what I did was unpick just a very, very small section of the pillow, just a tiny sort of inch, 3 or 4 centimeters, something like that, and started to tease out the feathers. Now, when you've done that, here you can see this tiny little bit. We're gonna tease them out and get a good few handfuls of feathers out, pop them into a bowl, and then you can ask an adult, or you can have a go yourself, at sewing the edge of the pillow or the cushion back up again, and nobody will ever know. You'll never know that feathers have been taken from your own pillows in your house. So you've got your resources. You've got your feathers, you've got your picture. Now what I did on my picture as well is I coloured some of the bits that I'm not going to stick feathers on. So you can use felt tips, paint, all sorts of things for that. So here we go. Here's our finished part coloured picture. Now, what we're going to do with the feathers is with your wet glue, okay, you're going to just cover the area that you want to stick your feathers onto first with the glue. Now, I'm going to do about 1/4 of his wing just to get you going and show you how to start. Now, with the feathers, they're quite delicate and you don't want them sticking up too much, so I would flatten them out. Take your feathers out individually, pop them down. It's quite therapeutic, sorting out the odd little feather and arranging them on your lovely winter owls picture. Stick them on with your fingers and keep going. Keep going, continue all the wings. You can do around his eyes as well, until you have created your own original feathered winter owl. So our second way of creating feathers for our lovely winter owl picture, so that it looks really fluffy and really beautiful, is to have a go at making feathers yourself. Now we're just going to simply use paper for this. What we're going to do is we're going to cut some strips of white paper. Now it can be white paper, it could be brown paper, it could be green paper, any colour you like. You could have a really funky owl of all greens and purples and yellows, and who knows, it's entirely up to you. So what you need to do is you need to cut some strips of paper. Doesn't matter how long they are. They need to be about 1.5 centimetres wide. And it's all about, okay? It doesn't have to be exact. So when you cut a lot of strips, put them together. You can cut lots at once. You need to cut those strips down into little 4 centimetre sections like that. 4 or 5, again, it doesn't matter. Now, when you've cut those down, what you're going to do then, and I'll show you how to do this in a minute, you are going to cut little strips, look, into the ends of your little 4 centimetre bits, like that. You can then pull them apart, take them apart, and you can open out some of these bits like that. So, basically, cutting them, what you need to do with your scissors this time, you need to cut halfway. You need to cut about halfway in, really thin little strips, just like that. Mind your fingers when you're doing this one. Cut them about halfway like that. So you're feathering the end. Now, using a pen or a pencil, what you can do now is grab one of your little 4 centimetre strips that you feathered the end and just roll it around, give it a bit of a curl. And this other end here, these bits, just drag them out a bit random, like the little bits of a feather poking out. And then you have one feather you've created. Now, here's some I made earlier. I'm going to pop that on my feather pile. And you need to do quite a few. It's quite a nice little job doing this, actually. Of an evening, cutting your strips up, feathering them, making your feathers. Sit in front of the telly, make yourself some feathers. What better thing to do on a winter's afternoon? So, you've got your feathers, your paper feathers. Now, this is slightly different to doing the real feathers, because what you're going to do is you're going to pop your glue onto this little bit of your feather, the underside of the curl, and just the very end. And you're going to work upwards on the wings. You're going to start at the bottom of the wings, like this. A little bit of glue. Work your way around. And again, I'm not going to do it all. There we go. And when you've done sort of one row at the bottom, like real feathers that lie on top of each other, get the water off the animal, you're going to then pop some feathers just above them. And keep these going, keep doing these little layers, working from the bottom of the wing up until you have created your beautiful feathered wing. You're going to carry on, you'll be able to do the eyes. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Fantastic, he's got his eyes being shrouded by those lovely feathers. And you've created your lovely winter owl out of paper feathers.